This is the launch of the LegendScrims EU League, where reputations are forged and the weak will be exposed. Karahi dominated last season, but now they're gone. Dear old Left Eye has departed. The crown is collecting dust, and every team lining up tonight thinks they've got what it takes to snatch it. There's no longer a question of who can beat the champion, but who will become the champion tonight, chat. Any guesses? Let me know in there. Now, some of these names are about to carve their legacy, and some are about to get shredded in front of everyone. We have returning titans Luxury, Hyoga, Takar, and Inori. ListerBungi! That is my name. There are a bunch of new names that are about to learn the difference between looking good in a ranked bot lobby and bleeding under the pressure of a stack one. This season is for you, the community. We've built our own system to make this happen at LegendScrims.com, and more on that a little later. So listen up, chat. You control the battlefield tonight. You're going to vote for the final map. Legends will be made and dreams will be shattered. So let me just get that sorted out for you on to vote for that map, and we'll show you how things are going to run tonight. Welcome in, Dryad Girl. Mewin, there are no we're getting in the registered teams first before if we are going to open that up to the public room. All team captains will have been given their passwords via DM. We are running on a delay as well, so I'm a little bit behind for some of you guys. But this is how the maps will look tonight. So match 1's going to be on Nextera. Map 2 on Sunder Realms, and you guys are going to get to vote for the third and final room tonight. If my browser lets me create a poll, that is. For some reason it's not letting me, but we'll just drop into that this browser over here. Hope that it lets me. That first lobby is already up. We're getting the teams in, as I already said. Who's your votes on then, chat? Because we got Back to the Lobby, Rated X Factors, Fushan, Luxury, On Fire, Hyoga Esports, Project Conquerors, E2 Sports, Attack, Ajax Sports, Inori, Takar, Rated, and Sacrilege in here tonight. Hello there, Lockhart Lucis. Always good to see you in here. You're a regular at this point. I've had to open up Edge browser just to try and make this poll now, guys. You see what I do for you guys? And hopefully now this is going to actually let me do it. There it is. Now I can get this sorted out for you. Start poll. What map would you like for game number 3? Sunder Realms, or Nextera? There you go, chat. It's up there for you now. As I said, we're just waiting on that first lobby to fill up. These usually fill up pretty quick because it has been pre-registered now. While we're waiting, I did tell you that there's a new system. Let's just make sure I've got streamer mode enabled. How are we looking on the lobby there, Corrupted? rated X and rated C. Yeah, so we're waiting on another 3 teams and we will be in there. As I said, that room is there. So that puts us at about 40 in. Oh, easy stuff. Now, we've got a lot of helpers in LegendScrims, and as I said, we've got a new system for signing up and getting these scrims to run a lot more smoothly. Oheezy has been carrying the mobile division at the moment as one of the hosts there. Is that true? They didn't hear you. Do you want to say that again there, Josh?
Also, Easy has his first set of mobile rank scrims. You've probably seen in the LegendScrims Discord that we've got a whole, array of new offerings. But one of those offerings is rank scrims, and it lets you get access to some of the new roles we have. You might see some people with green names in the Discord. That's going to be the new amateur role there. But we've also got intermediate. We've got semi-role and pro, and then the scrim legends once people hit 50 rank scrims. So teams are going to be competing for that, and the first mobile sessions starts in just about 2 hours from now. So if you haven't already and you're a mobile team, make sure that you get signed up for that one there. It's going to be on NA ping, but you can play from just about anywhere. So if you want to get your name to stand out a little bit more in the Discord, definitely a great place to start.
Yeah, tell us a little, these rank scrims. So we have, of course, the EU League. We have the NA League, which is on a Tuesday, which we'll sign up and those get casted as well. But now, because of this bot, it allows us to choose who the winner is, and then they will get points towards the roles that Josh mentioned there. What was it again? Just the rundown of those roles that we've got in the Discord server?
So it starts off, you get 1 win, and you're going to become an amateur. I think it goes up to 5 wins. You're going to become intermediate. 15 wins is a semi-pro, and then it's a pretty big grind to be a pro, but it always is going to be. You got to get up to 45 to become a pro, and then 50 wins and above to become one of the scrim legends. So you're going to see some people become pros, and then as soon as if they keep competing and grinding, they're going to want to compete for those top spots, because those ones are going to be limited at 6 players only.
And if I'm not mistaken, by playing as well in these leagues, if you win these games, they go towards our rank, their rank rather.
Yep, that's correct. Exactly. Our league matches are typically just as stacked as the ranked scrim matches. So this is going to be a great chance here. And this is going to be the first opportunity for EU teams to get any ranked wins here if they haven't been participating in our nightly ranked scrims. So it's going to be a good chance for them to get a little bit of color to their name, and then also a chance for some great matches. We've noticed that the quality of the matches are quite good, if I'm being completely honest. People play a lot more for the win, knowing that that additional little reward, that little piece of candy is right there as well.
And so they should be. I can get up to show in the Discord server right now how everyone gets into a clan first, and then you can register for these events, seeing as we're just waiting on that lobby to pop up. So here we go. You go over to, I've got to find it now myself. Clans. You're going to go down to register your clan, and you can see create clan. It's as easy as you click that button right there. Clan name, clan tag, clan description, and a password. You can either leave that empty or you can have a password. Now that password, you'll be wondering what that's for. It's so no one can just jump in and say, hey, I'm part of Rated. No, you're not. So whoever creates this can give the password out to the people that they want to be in the team, so that no randoms can just add there, and then you will submit, and then it will go over into the clan list. Josh, stop me anywhere if I'm saying anything wrong. But yeah, you'll go into the clan list then, and your clan will show up, much like Outposts here. So Outpost 33, you've got a chance to put in a little description about your clan. So At Outputs 33 Esports, we're dedicated to becoming an undeniable powerhouse in competitive gaming, and they'll be in your scrims later on. Easy. The roster here at the bottom, it will show everyone who's in the Discord server that's in that clan. If it's open, like Outputs have left there, one open, you click that to join. You can invite members, leave the clan, remove and modify your clan there, and you can add your own clan logo as well. Now, once your clan is registered, that's where the fun begins. That's where you can register for, like tonight's event, LegendScrims EU League, where you just come up, you register your team. Of course, sign-ups are closed. There are limits to when you can sign up. So sign-ups will you have to register your team will register, and you'll get put into the wait for the password and everything there. Anything else to add there about that, Josh, or have I about got it?
No, I think that's just about it there. And as we've been kind of noting, it is going to make things a lot easier. Once you've got the clan up, you don't really have to worry about, because I know a lot of times people were having issues just making sure to fill out the form every single time. It's a lot of work, and it's also a lot of work to coordinate it. So the clan system saves everything for you, and it lets you just more or less sign up with one click. And that's, you know, the greatness of it in everything involved with it. We're going to likely be getting into this match coming up quick soon here. But just a couple more notes on the tournament system. We are going to look to expand it, because right now we've currently got it so that there is the there's just like, we have 4 different kind of offerings in LegendScrims right now, and I just want to quickly kind of give a rundown what they are. We have our open scrims, which are our general offering that anyone can play. You can hop in with your friends, anyone can join. There's no limits on just about anything. We have our rank scrims, which are going to be what we were talking about a little bit earlier. You can get those ranked wins, but you have to sign up, so it's a little bit more structured in that kind of way there. And also teams are going to be playing for, you know, just taking a lot more serious. The leagues are the kind of tier above that one there. Our leagues typically are going to be the most stacked matches that you're going to see just about every single week there, outside of when we're running tournaments. But right now, the leagues are consistently bringing us high quality matches, and it's one of those things where if you're able to, you definitely want to get involved if you're top level team, if you're wanting to improve, because it is the place to be. It's more structured. You can play for kills, you're playing for points, you're playing for placement, and you also have your own player stats as well, which is also great. So definitely the place where you're going to be able to get the most detailed description of how you are compared to other teams, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. That's what we're trying to do here, is because there's a lack now of, if you were an OG for Farlight, you're going to remember the in-game tournaments. Well, that system is gone with no return in sight, at least for now. So that's why we took it upon ourselves to make this a little bit smoother, to have loads of events for you guys to put on it, to have some of the best practice that's going on, because you all know that going in, queuing up for a rank match only to be met by bots and more bots and maybe a few teams here and there. So you get into these lobbies and it's going to be real players. There's no bots in here. We are sometimes topping out and maxing out those lobbies as well, and that's why we want to we've got our own rank system as well, so you're going to get that recognition. And as well, when we're putting on these casted shows there, that's why we've got the league, and we are a bit of a tried and tested format today, because we've had ours last season, so we've come to you with this new offering. So I'm really interested to see what sort of gameplay we're going to see today. I mean, Josh, taking a look over at the list of teams, is there anyone that stands out to you at the moment who we should be looking out for?
I mean, in general, I don't know, we're already getting into the game and everyone's dropping to their POIs, and I'd say, in terms of confidence, Skyline and City Center seem to be the places where the most confident teams end up, and we're seeing right now Takar has landed off in the center, so maybe there's a chance that they might be the team to compete for with today. But if I'm going off of like our past history, Luxury is going to be dominant. Rated X has been so consistent in the NA scene. ATCK is all so strong, but I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be a banger regardless.
It's a nice split of this one. We can see Salge have gone over to that far left hand side with PCN going for the, no doubt, to see where that zone is. They've gone for that to get that reconnaissance.
Yeah, it's looking like there's going to be a potential engagement happening down in the bottom in NCS Voyager, but right now, seems like Team 13 has found a little bit of a fight here with Inno, and oh wow, also another team here, Team 17.
Now this is a hot spot. Of course, you've got the Mega Factory has got that golden buddy if you can get that key and get in there, but Rated are trying to push back Inno and team squad number 11. Flaco
Doing a good job of at least making sure that no one has gone down so far.
And Flaco's just going to wait until they pop out there. Chris Aldean's getting the brunt of the fire. Has to eject. I'm going to back off a little bit now.
I don't think this engagement has gone quite as well as they were hoping for. Oh man, Begamot pushing up complete forward aggression right there. And we're going to see Tracking just decide to disengage here. I don't think you want to commit to anything at this point. You've already lost one of your key fraggers, and now you just got to just disengage. Get out of there.
Yeah, it looked good for them at the beginning, but now the chase is on. They're not gonna chase. Squad number 11 got Cloa, and there's one kill for them. Panjay takes down Cloa, and we've got the rest of team. We've got Shafiru and Zero here in the Mega Center as well, the Mega Factory.
Yeah, we've also got another new team to the lobby here. What did you say this team was? BL2 back to the lobby or something like that?
Back to the lobby. Bad lobby, yeah. Back to the lobby.
Nice, that's a solid name. I like it. Let's take a look at how things are going for Back to the Lobby. They're looking to send Shafiru to there, but he managed to get away with that rat cannon instead.
He has left Zero alone, and Back to the Lobby stalk him down, waiting for him to pop, but he's got plans to run away. Bergamot becomes Atix. He pings over in that direction.
Got a little bit of loot from one of those drones, it seems there. But now they're all just going to launch in that cannon. Oh, all in at once there, all shooting at the same time. They're going to be hard for anyone to get connection shots, but they're all going to land on this building, and they might get into themselves into a bit of a surprise engagement there. I think they connected with some damage from the landing too.
From the outside, and Shafiru didn't know what was going on. AJ, they've stormed the building. They're getting themselves those kills.
There was just one last player left alive in that engagement there. I guess it would have just been Caston who managed to survive. Has no shields, but has made some distance. But look at, they're on the chase. They're
on the chase, and they're on their way to Caston's
violence, maybe.
Right on to Luxury. Back straight off as he sees with that clear-sighted grenade, and goes the opposite way with the squeaky. No chance, he says.
There's no chance at all. Definitely the right call. And these are two teams that I was talking about earlier. Definitely have a chance at winning this one here. Cat's so strong, their Street's so strong, and Frizzy only makes the moves. So we're going to have to see how things go from here on out.
They're making the moves out of there as Luxury peep their heads up to the top of the roof. It's going to allow them to escape.
Saw shots up here. I guess teammate was looking at.
Slot number 8 is this.
Seems like they managed
Sports.
to finish somebody off the Team 13 there. That's what happened. I was a little bit too late. I think I clicked the wrong person. That's why.
There we go then. This is going to be Sambros's team. Have got themselves a sponsor bot, which is at this early stage of the game is exactly what you want to want. There's not too many teams around him.
Yeah, and they're only just starting on it here, so they're almost for sure going to get gold shields early off in this match. You can see Team 11 potentially just thinking, maybe we're going to push up on these guys. What do you think? Is that something that, who is that? Oh, that's
Slot
a team that would consider doing it.
Are going to be exactly the right team. That's going to be a Nori. Have been very strong in every EU league that we've done in the games before. They've singled out Zero though.
Oh no! Oh no!
They're blinding.
Poor guy.
But Mirax is getting some health off on Mirax, but unfortunately Zero is no more. Does that make him -1 if he was 0?
It does sort of seem that way. Dan managed to get gold shields off that sponsor box. The rest of his team is pushing forward. They don't want to let Team 11 get that rotate for free. They know they can hold them here if they really want to.
Yeah, he's gone in. I don't know those Japanese characters, what those mean, but Dan is Gonna hold just the rear of the smoke, but Bergamot sneaks in on the side and sends him back to the lobby.
Yeah, I got Zap Dolo here as the last player with full HP left. Gonna try to get into that Rat Cannon and get a disengagement. Does manage to hit it, but no, he gets shot out of the air. Bergamot hits those. Oh, what an absolute disaster. But look who's coming up from behind. It seems like people like to rotate this way. And when they do, they can get themselves into some action. We're going to have to see if Luxury does commit to this one.
They are going to be at a disadvantage if they push through now. They're going to try and wait till Inori get out of the way before they push in, because the zone is going to tick them. Just that little bit, and that little bit of health that they don't have could be the between winning or losing this fight.
Yeah, I guess they can also think to themselves, if we follow up behind these guys and we stay enough distance there, we can kind of mirror their rotations and get to zone without really having to think, oh, is there anyone around? Because guess what? If they were around, they would have probably shot at Team 11, wouldn't they?
It most certainly would have, but Team 11 nowhere to be found and have made that safe rotation into zone. Luxury can follow right behind and hope that they get some shots into the back without any return fire. But we move over to Rated C in the research facility. They are gonna...
now. We got all three.
All three of them, so looking strong. And then we have in slot, it was his Project Conquerors that we're seeing in squad number 7. Isolating out Flaco, he's got no shield.
Definitely seeing Apaz and Wolfuse before there. Yugo, a bit of a newer face to me, but definitely looking like it's a strong team, and strong is for sure. They've taken out Flaco.
Now Paz gets Flaco down. If they can capitalize on this, though, they're going to make the push. Rated C, Chris Aldine put from behind. Yugo, he fires into the back off, and Flaco is down, but Yugo is almost down. Chris Aldine from the rooftop.
You have to really wonder what's going to happen here. Now that you see Takar rotating in as well, we've got Peerless Pina, Tass, and Hachiru here looking to potentially clear up a full clean fight on Team 7. Uh-oh, Yugo.
Again, they find Yugo. Has to get back. He's down to his flesh again. When the fire rings out from Takar and Chris Aldine comes in from the other flank. There's no rest here for Project Conquerors.
Look at Chris. He's going to try to get that res off here. I don't think Project Conquerors is going to push back up to cancel it, so it's probably going to be a full 3-stack of Rated back in this match. They've done a good job of making sure, even if they go down here, that there is still a chance that they can continue on into this match up here.
We'll watch again for another sort of newcomer. This is back to the lobby from slot 1. And getting a buzzy.
It's always nice to see these new faces, because it's one of those things where you really got to be encouraging other people to come try out LegendScrims. And clearly, if people are getting involved like that, it's usually off the back of you guys in the community helping, introduce people to LegendScrims. So I just want to say thank you for getting new people involved and all the work you guys do to support us and continuing to support us.
Yep, you've almost got this channel up to 500. We need 7 more people, so if you enjoy what we do, drop a subscribe. Street's out in the middle of the street, taking fire. Oh, no. He's going to die right in the middle there. Oh no, manages to get up some utility, but he's in Merrick's sights. Throws down.
Man, Street, careful.
He's got a slither left, slinks off. He lives to fight another day.
I don't know if I'm surviving that one there. I'll be honest.
Street did well to stay alive there. And return fire from the rest of his teammates keeps him in this one.
Uh-oh. They might have caught themselves into a bit of a spot here. Rated C is taking shots from above here, but we know they were just shooting at Street, and they're going to be feeling like they want some revenge.
Yes, they are. But their attention goes back that way. We go into Bergamot. A bar sniper rifle is his weapon of choice. Doesn't land any shots.
And Kanji unfortunately got cracked there, which is going to make things a little bit of a slowdown situation here. We actually see that Chris Adeline's played very forward. He might get himself caught out here, or he might pull off something big.
Then here he goes. Chris Aldine goes down. Panjay down low. Puts up the ultimate to blind everybody. Has to frantically escape. Turns to look. His teammates surround him. He's gonna get his health back up.
They were really fast on the enemy team there to make sure to use that Cypher ultimate to take out the Ember ult almost instantly. So unfortunately, they didn't really get as much value out of it as they would have expected to. I think if the Ember ultimate stayed up, they probably could have pulled off a situation where they would have been able to maybe get more kills out of that.
Yeah, because it would have just given... Oh no, we got another fight coming in and back to the lobby. Maybe getting sent back there themselves. Bergamot throws out the Origem traps and keeps them pushed, and oh, there goes Magic Monkey.
Good job from Mirax there to make sure to push in that one, close out that fight. You don't really want to have people in your backside when you're going for these rotates. Imagine you're going for this rotate, you're getting shot from behind there. Luxury already doing a good job of making sure that Panjay can't survive.
He did a good job of returning some... Oh, Bergamot. His shield is getting lower by the minute.
It's going to be interesting to see if Team 2 can manage to get out of zone. It's looking like they're having a pretty tough time as it is. It does look like Frizzy does have a one of those medical masks there as well, so he's going to be able to get additional heals off of his small meds, and hopefully that's going to be enough to get him to zone.
He's hoping and praying that he's gonna come up right behind Inori when he does get there. And that's if Luxury haven't taken them out. They've got themselves a great position in the centre of this zone here. And just taking pop shots out of anyone who goes into this area.
Yeah, they also got themselves a sponsor box on the go for Luxury side there, so that additional experience is going to be a big help. And like you said, that safety of that building going to be so important. We're seeing one of our other new teams, Team 3, Fushan here on the side, going to be rotating in there. They've got themselves into a fight with a Guido.
Up goes the Ember Ultimate and down descends Darkness upon Yuki, who's the first to go down. And he find the rest of that team though as they hop out. Yes, they do. They find Salge. Oh, and he gets knocked himself. It's Panjay and co.
Man, I feel like these guys are everywhere. Weren't they just in the middle of the map a second ago? Now they're over here fighting on the bottom left corner. These guys need to find a home, and it needs to be away from some other people because they have no sympathy for Team 14.
No sympathy at all. Inori on a kill streak, looking for those KP, and no sympathy becomes it for Inori. And on they rage as that final zone comes in. Luxury still in the center in that building, but the teams are going to start rolling into Luxury now as well. Frizzy Moves has made it into zone.
Team 3 did manage to get a res on, or Team 13 managed to get a res onto Flacco, so gonna get a shield swap there, gonna get himself a little bit more situation. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a Luxury v Luxury fight that just happened there, if you saw. Tried to invade that host there, and unfortunately traded one of them out. We're gonna have to see if, oh, interesting, so they're split. I didn't realize they're split between two buildings, so I guess they didn't manage to trade one out at all.
There we go, it's... Lace has to get away from Takar. It's going to be easy in that Phantom Drifter, but whether Taz and Haikiro able to chase, they'll stay in their own building. Inori fight against Rated C on the edge of zone. And then we got Project Conquerors, who've made their way to the final circle. Impressive for the first time we've seen them.
Team 13 and Team 7 looking to get into a heated engagement here. It's going to be close quarters, that's for sure.
Firing through the smoke is Wolfies. Taking his health down as he goes. Shoots out.
Oh no.
That Cypher ult. Have a get shot by Inori again.
You did a great job this game, just making sure to take damage so that his other teammates didn't have to, and in these final moments there was surviving just as long as he needed to. Unfortunately, he does get taken down. The Thunderhound raining down lightning.
It's not gonna thwart Luxury though. They're still in the building, just got safety. But look at Inori, 18 kills there on a rampage. Is your money on them to take out Luxury in this final circle and Takar?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, my initial team I called at the start of the game was Takar because they picked Skyline, so they're definitely confident. Now I'm kind of a little bit hesitant. Inori with 18 kills has been playing so confidently. It's looking like there could be a chance where maybe if they get a third party, they might be able to get thwarted, but I'm really not sure. We also see Frizzy Move still alive, playing very sneaky down below.
That's all he needs to do. He just needs to wait for his moment. No point. And here comes the final round. That zone starts to slowly creep into Car. Gonna have to be pushed by it first, followed by Inori. And guess who's in the middle? Luxury. Waiting for those teams to come. Shots go off from side to side. And Hachiro gets his shield knocked down. Bad start for Takar.
Luxury's playing. They've got themselves like completely in this stairwell here. There's so little angles that can safely push them there. They're going to be able to play that safe and hold it together as a single unit. We're going to see Peerless Pina here going to be rotating on the outside of the building that Luxury has held themselves into up until this point, and we're going to see an engagement, I think.
Here comes the engagement. The clear sight grenade goes through. Peerless Pina is pushed back. Has to get those shields up first. They hear the gunfire from the other teams coming in. That's going to be Inori. Lace is low, and Inori are going to storm this building. We'll play in tight, help them. There's two ways that they can come in. Mirax and Panjay still on the outside, though.
I would definitely argue that it has helped them up until this point here. The one thing I'm going to have to think is going to be a big issue here is if they're going to have to drop out of this building. That means they're going to have to go through Storm here. Good use from Lace to make sure to use that that Phantom Drifter so he doesn't take any damage. But now, this is the final engagement here.
And Luxury are out and in the way of Inori. Bergamot's getting shredded at the moment. We see Aimbot's gone down as Mirax has managed to pop him. And Frizzy Moves has been found by Panjay. It gets into the Phantom Drifter. Everyone's healing right now. They're just trying to hang on. Mirax is down.
It's up to Lace here.
Lace has got him. Lace is down to a slither, but we're surrounded. And down he goes.
Oh, man. Gosh, if there's one thing to say about Farlight 84 is that when zones get that small, it gets so intense. I know every single one of those players towards that end of the game, their hearts were pounding there. Unfortunately for Luxury, they're coming out in second, but we're going to see, 23 kills. What a dominant game.
That is going to serve them well in this, of course. First place will get you 30 points, and their 23 kills will get them a further 23 points. That's right, it's 1 point per kill.
Yeah. One thing worth noting is that I'm not 100% sure if they signed up, so hopefully they did sign up. Otherwise, because then it might just not be, it might be a spot where they were not scored. I'm pretty sure they did, but it's, they definitely, unfortunately, missed out on that requirement for the client text. So definitely something that they got to remember for next week, if not. We got Luxury in second there, and I mean, Luxury did so good. They were doing so good to stay as a single unit, didn't they?
They did. It was that push as well. So well played right at the end by Lace, as you mentioned, throwing out and making great use of the Ember utility so the whole team could get out without taking fire, only taking fire from the zone. Frizzy Moves, hanging on for Rated. He's going to get himself into third position, and those points will be welcomed by Cat and Street there, no doubt.
No, definitely, that's the truth for sure. Outlasted Takar, and they were as a whole unit together, so definitely also feeling great about that. We had one of our new teams here, PCSN1, coming in 5th, rated C in 6th. We've seen them a lot. This is a bit of a mixed team here. Caston got you an AJ. We got Salge, which is also another new team. You can probably hear my cat in the background, guys. Really, really excited about a toy. So if you hear that, sorry. Fushan as well. Back to the lobby. This is E2 Esports, or E2 Gamer Esports, I believe. And
yeah, E2 Sports, that's the one.
And then ATTK. So just all around great performance from all the teams involved in this matchup here. Gotta look at all those stats there, so we're gonna be able to record them for this week's league. And I think, yeah, all around great game, wasn't it?
It was a top game, a great game to start off our EU League again. That's why I love these games. That's what we're trying to do for you guys. I make these stackers. You're not going to get that in ranked, are you?
Not even close. And for the next game, we're going to be moving over to Sunder Realm, so get hyped for that. I know there's a lot of people who are big Sunder Realm fans.
Yes, indeed. Cinco, PC and mobile are separate. There are separate lobbies. I know you'll be hearing this a little bit later, as I'm from the past, but you can no longer play cross-play at the moment. So we do have lobbies for PC and for mobile, which are separate. We've actually got some mobile lobbies on later on today. Oheezy will be hosting those for us. And you can get into the LegendScrims.com and you'll be able to see when those are run as well. And mobile. So, after that opener, Josh, which team looks like they came in the most prepared for the league?
I mean, if we're talking about getting signed up and everything, unfortunately not our winners in that game there, but they did come out super strong in terms of like their actual performance there. That was Begamont, Mirax, and I believe Dan? No, it wasn't Dan. Who was the last? It was Panjay?
Panjay on Anori. Yeah. Panjay, Mirax, and Bergamot.
Nice. Sorry, sometimes I forget all the teams. There's so many teams these days, and I mean, especially when there are those mixed teams that are kind of only partially involved, it does get very confusing, but very impressive if they came together just for today to pull that off. I mean, these lobbies aren't, you know, something to just laugh at. These are top teams involved here, so great to see.
I'm rolling through it with the 23, but I feel like you got the easy pick there. Anyone else who looked like they came prepared? Who's one of them? I mean,
Tukar too. They were confident in landing City Skyline at the start of the game there. They made it to 4th place, and they're playing pretty confident, going for shots, going for good peaks there. It's just unfortunate just how the zone pressured them off of their building first, that they got a little bit caught out with just how, I would say, prepared Luxury were.
Yeah, they got themselves prepared probably in the game and then literally getting themselves that central fortress that they couldn't quite knock them out there. They did have a chance there to take Lace out, but he did float away, and then that did elude them. But I'm sure they're going to go into game 2 looking to settle that score. What about any individual players? Any individual players that stood out to you there?
Freezy Moves doing a great job of surviving on Rated X. Surviving just, I mean, even longer than that was Tukar at the end of the game. So doing a good job. I mean, I would also say it was very good to see how strong Flacco was doing in terms of making sure to keep his team up here. We saw his teammates had gone down, but he got everyone back up into the matchup there, tracking Chris Dean, who had gone down. So I'd say Rated C, not necessarily, I know you said ask for an individual player, so I'd say necessarily Flacco from the team, but in general, Rated C doing a great job of keeping in the game and utilizing all those different forms of resurrection to get back in it. Most
certainly. And again, I know we've already mentioned them, but with Karahi gone, you know, Anori I mean, they didn't get the clan tag, so I guess see if whether or not we are going to score that, but they came in with an absolute banger, much like Karahi last season. If you didn't watch last season, guys, they came in, they won like a couple, and they were at the top with only playing 2 of the 3 sets of league games because they scored so highly there and ended up winning the entire thing just on their kills and the fact that they'd won so many. So crazy stuff from them.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of one of those things where I'm really excited to see like who takes the time to really, you know, prepare and practice for these matches, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not a common thing to have I'd say a prestigious role in our Discord. You know, they don't get, you know, handed out like to everybody. So having one of those prestige roles is definitely a big thing. So got to be grinding for that EU League legend role.
Yeah, as we mentioned, all these league games, because they have a certain amount of players in, I think we set the cap at 40, or was it 45 that we decided on?
So we ended up initially deciding at 45 was what we were going to go with there, but I don't know. While I do think there's a good chance we do bring it down to 40, I'm a little bit questioning if we will, because we were hosting on Thursday night. Thursday night typically is one of our slower nights, and I mean, if we're getting 40-player lobbies, we can probably get 45 pretty consistently, and we were getting it through the most of the night there as well. So I am definitely a little bit 50-50. I think it's one of those things where it is a good thing that it helps encourage people, invite their friends, all that good stuff. But I also don't want to discourage, really good lobbies that are still so intense from missing out on getting ranked wins. So I don't know, there's that little middle ground that I'm gonna have to try to figure out in my head. But I do think there is a good chance that we do bring it down to 40, just for that, reliability of knowing, okay, we're gonna have a rank scrim here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as well. That is still a lot of players to be playing against, and if you're going to consistently get more than 40, I think there's no point, not ranking some of those lobbies with some of those players in. It's, it's only 20 off a full one.
Yeah. With that in mind, I think we're getting pretty close to starting this matchup here. We're gonna get our first appearance of Sunder Realms onto the EU League for Season 1.
Yes, that was chat. Due to popular demand, we were choosing between modes last season, but you guys said, show Sunder some love. We want to practice on Sunder as well, so if you don't like Sunder though, now is your chance. There is still the poll up in chat, which is at the moment only at 56% for Nextera. So if anyone wants to see another Sunder Realms, make sure you get those votes in right now. We did, of course, just play match 1, so that one's over. That one's done. And we will now be playing match 2, Sunder Realms.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised to see how close the results are in terms of Sunder versus Nextera. I was really expecting it to be, I'll be honest, pretty Nextera sided. I guess there is a lot more people missing out on playing Sunder Realms than I really expected.
I wonder if they've still remembered some of the old routes that they do, if anyone's any new POIs that they choose to go for, or if it's like a well-worn groove now, especially for the likes of, watch out for Luxury on this map, and Nori, of course, on this map, with the older teams. If you get Kyogre in here, and Takar even, and some of the rated lineups are going to have some of the places that they love to land. But we have started up, so that means we get straight over. Super strong and right on top of each other. Let's see if they choose to try and annihilate each other, or they try and give each other a wide berth. They're feeling confident. Frizzy moves is looking a little dangerously low. Cat dances on the top. Freedom throws up his mines, his homing missiles, and they take the center of the building here. There they go. They do go back up. They didn't have no fear. Fighting with barely any health left. But Faker finds the end of Streets VSS. gets away again. This is Street's party trick at this point. We saw him before with a little bit of health. Uses the phantom trick to go invisible and gets out before anyone can find him.
He's likely going to have a chance to tell their stories later in this match. But oh my, what an engagement.
Looks like Street's gone straight for the rest beacon there. They are going to come straight back in there.
Looking like there was a team that was fighting up here as well with Begamot, and they've already gotten taken out. I'm not quite sure who that would have been. Team 1, so I would have been back to the lobby. Unfortunately, already sent back to the lobby this time around. Like I said, these matches are intense, and getting sent out like that's definitely got to be a little bit discouraging, but it's also got to make you think, oh man, I've got a lot of room to improve.
There certainly is, and then we got Takar. Hazarichi. Let's get him back up. They're going to storm the building, it's Luxury. Fending them back.
You really have noticed a whole lot more Cypher play after the introduction of Ember. That ability to just take out his ultimate if long. So definitely understand why people have been picking that up.
It's just so OP when you can just run up to the corner of a building and just, if you can capture anyone in it, you just caught them unawares. But Takar holding this building against squad number 18.
Oh, there's that Ember ultimate. Unfortunately, Takar doesn't have the Cypher ultimate to counter it, so they're gonna be in the complete control of Luxury and Begamot.
Oh no, Taz has gone down, leaving only Peerless Pina. Hanarichu.
Oh, a bit of a trade
gets
though.
knocked. A trade. Evens up this fight a little. If only they wait for the other door. They gave him time. Mirax has been knocked. Oh, but Peerless Pina goes the same way.
Great play coming out from Team 18 there. There is a potential of a third party. Fushan definitely heard all of those shots here. It definitely makes you think, are these guys going to push up? Or are they just going to hold out tight? Just going to make sure that they can maybe think, oh, we might want to do this. They've taken a little bit too long, though, don't you think?
Yeah, that would have been a perfect moment for them to have stormed that building. It looks like they have been gifted. Is that a sponsor box that just appeared in that building as well?
Oh, wow, that's a great reward for Team 18. I'm surprised they haven't decided to completely stick around for it. They might rotate out. You get a lot of free experience from a sponsor box. I typically try my best not to pass it up. Ooh, looking like we've got a big fight coming out elsewhere on the map here.
Freedom MVP. It's fending off Luxury. It looks like Aimbot's taking a hell of a lot of damage. Faker's going to hold. They've got quite a spread from behind. Attack MVP is rated. C are coming in from the rear, and now Attacker in the middle of a sandwich.
That's definitely not where you want to be. I hate being the meat and cheese when it comes to a third party.
Oh, it's not where you want to be. You want to be one of those nice fresh pieces of bread on the outside, surely.
Yeah, I mean on the outside you get to be bread. You might be able to get toasted, but I don't know. There's a lot of better places you could be, and it's not being the meat and cheese. I can tell you that.
Getting squashed in by rated C and Luxury. I think that's some people's. That's why some people would like that, but yeah, each their own, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's fair, right? We're gonna now see all these teams. They have decided, I don't think we're really gonna have to fight this here. We don't have to be silly here. We gotta get to the late game here. We're also playing for these wins at the end of the day. Obviously, if you get yourself a win in these matches here, you're gonna get yourself some ranked wins as well, and that's gonna increase your role in our Discord. So, you know, all these teams also keeping that in mind these days.
Well, that's going to mean you're going to really want to go for that first person spot. Bergamot are on top of Fushan. Mirax.
No one down on Fushan's side so far, so they're feeling good about that. But oh, I spoke too soon there. Geishmo's gone down. I think it's PJV and Nantis here to pull something big off. You've got an idea where Begamot is.
Yeah, they're shrouded in darkness and he chases them with the spray, but they are able to escape. And now Fushan is trying to heal their teammate, but Mirax is not going to let him. He's shot in the doorway just as he was trying to help his teammate, and now it's just down to Nantis Dragon. just uses the stage to put some distance between him and but he goes down.
It's such a dominant team. And they're so consistent. But we'll move over here. Oh man, already a very favored fight here. It's gonna be up for Pause here to win this 2v1. He's lost a lot of shields. Dan's closing the distance. He's got up close.
He got up close, and the Pause goes valiantly down. Apollo will get rezzed back up, and E2 Sports got themselves 3 kills now.
I really like what Dan's doing here. Using that pedal peeper right after the fight there ensures that they don't have to worry about a third party. One, it tells them, is there anyone around? And it also, two, makes people think, oh man, that team's using a pedal peeper. They're looking for people to fight. We gotta be careful here.
At the moment, it must not have shown them anything because, look, they're just looting up.
They've got so many tactical facilities around them here. You're going to have to wonder if they're going to take any of those with them or just leave them all behind.
Looks like they look to the right and look, it's Frizzy moves over there. A golden squeaky comes out. No doubt they'll be on top of him in moments. Go over to Rated X's POV here. Street getting the XP devices for them. Aimbot getting his team back in. We're staying outside of zone here. There we go, going to be able to easily do that. No one around to shoot them out of the sky either.
We've got 9 squads left, 27 players left alive. That means that every single player has a teammate involved. Unfortunately, it looks like Cat OP going to be taken out there as well. Street Frizzy going to have to try to get him back up. You can see him flying in the sky, tried to use that redeploy, but now he's dropping from the dropping to the floor.
And just going to leave the Rated a little bit exposed for the moment. Out comes the bar sniper rifle just to see who, if anyone's around. It's the Calamurky. That will come in useful as Street makes his rotation away from squad number 18 here.
Yeah, he's definitely got eyes on that res device just south of transport port. Oh man, that's got to be so scary seeing all these players just swarming around like fireflies.
What's like Fireflies? I was going to go for Buzzy, but yeah, Fireflies, they do look a bit more like Fireflies. I'll give you that one.
Good res coming out here from Street. Made sure to avoid that engagement, and now going to give his team more life. Hopefully, Brizzy not faring too negatively. It looks like Team 13 and Team 8 are getting into something here.
There we go. We've got Team 8 who looking a little lower at this, manages to get that shield back up. Just trading shots and not anyone hitting at the moment, just putting the feelers out.
Definitely seems like putting feelers out right now. Rated C has gotten some good feelers connected onto tracking, unfortunately, so he's got to be a little bit careful. You're seeing Zapdolo there, considering moving up a little bit there. You know, once you get some damage like that, you got to think, oh, maybe I want to close this distance a little bit.
They are weak, and there comes Dan, goes round the outside. Can he find an angle, though? Gets tagged a little. Dan! Out in the open. And Rated C take to the top of the building to defend themselves. Doing well to keep back E2 Sports.
Tracking did go down there. They're trying to stick that res, but the Cypher ultimate did come out. But now they're not going to be able to use that Cypher ultimate to take out this Ember. Smoke.
They're going to have to fight it out. There's Tracking. Gets finished off ultimately. As Luxury make their way into here as E2 Sports fight off Rated C's Chris Aldine.
Gotta be careful of that potential third-party threat there. Luxury looking just play it safe, looking to get to zone. They know that there's a potential. Look at that, using even that wall to make sure they have a little bit more cover to get this rotate a little bit safer. I think what they do know is that once they get into zone, they are going to potentially be able to hold E2G MS here.
They're doing it perfectly at the moment. Lace was going to have to watch out as we watch Dan push forwards towards Luxury, hoping to get into that zone and push right past them. He's got a golden squeaky. That'll help.
See how they're holding up there? That's exactly where I kind of expected to see them there. But they are using that golden squeaky. You're going to fly through the sky, get themselves in an arguably better position than Luxury now. They're going to be the ones, they're going to be the gatekeepers. But look who's around rated.
They should have finished them when they had the chance. Chris Aldine comes back for revenge for his teammates. Apollo goes down, but now he has to watch out for 2 members of E2 Sports. It's only him alone with a VSS assault rifle.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They think potentially they've got a full team lineup involved and they're going to try to push up. He's also got himself a little bit more loot. Going to make sure, nope, no Buzzy for you. Great play from Chris.
Absolute spiteful Chris Aldine here, not letting let them get in at all. Oh my god, this is going to help him out so much.
Yeah, you know he's absolutely relishing the fact that he just picked that one up here. He's going to get both Tracking and Flacco back up into this one. There's no one really around to arguably disrupt him here unless Team 8 decides to push up, which I would be very surprised if they did. Where are they? Over here. Dan's
coming. Is he close? It's that because he managed to get one of them back. He's got Tracking back up there. Only one more to get back up.
Oh, but he's also sticking a res, so he's probably going to be a little bit distracted there. Moving over to Team Luxury. They've got themselves into a fight with Clower and Co.
And there is the Kalamurki that helped him escape, I think. And then Clower is just running away from them now. Trying to get back to his team, but they are split. And out and down comes Attack into the same area.
Faker, Playmaker. We're going to get to see him here try to cover the rotating Luxury. Clower almost going down. Going to have to rotate here or going to have to run. Oh, closes that distance so quickly. Bo with those satchel charges can just jump right on it.
Definitely is, but it left themselves, left Attack exposed to Luxury. Gonna get Secret, that was the other member of his team, so that's them out of the lobby now, and they have to fend their way against Luxury here. Out come the Buzzies and the Sparkies, and out comes the Queedo.
Oh man, I think Luxury may have arguably played this one better. They've split off of ATCK's Queedo from the rest of the team with the Mayshell ultimate, and he was kind of just looking around going and connecting with nothing. And at this point now, Freedom, he's lost his HP. Luxury's regrouped right now, and we're gonna have to see Sinwar's down. Look how they've done it, Luxury. That experience is shining through.
They were able to isolate, and now it's only Faker, Playmaker at the back as Luxury run towards him, hoping to eradicate him out of this lobby. He's not got a chance, and down goes Faker. 4 kills for Luxury.
You really don't see stuff like that every day, and oh man, is it cool to see here. But now they have to worry about the approaching Team 6, but Luxury does not care. They've already got one down.
Zero gets knocked, and there's another, and Phantom Drifter is gonna save him for a second.
This
and
isn't any ordinary
Panjak.
Luxury. This is something completely different. They're playing so confident, they're playing crisp, and they're just playing like they need to be right now.
With the zone right up against their back, they push in and to hunt down their other victims. Who do we have left in the lobby? We have slot number 14. That's going to be Selge, one of our new teams. How do you reckon their chances against Luxury as over goes the shot that goes over the snipes?
Oh man, it's got to be overwhelming to be facing off against Rated C Luxury and a mixture of Inno, Luxury, and Bergamot there. Selge, they've got them split from the rest of the teams though, so they still have a pretty reasonable chance in my opinion.
They are slightly hidden on the end as now it's Team 18's Inno and Rated C that we see fight against each other as they Rated C trying to get that res. Chris Aldine getting hit, but he's back. Flacco's back in the game.
They're all doing their best to look for some shots, get some connection here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Team 18 here. They're definitely the one that looks like the team that's the most likely to pounce. They've closed that distance with Rated C, and arguably don't have to worry as much about a third party, in my opinion. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Not going to have to wait for a third party, but they are going to have to worry about that zone closing in right behind their backs in 1 second.
Let's see how it feels in the newcomers' feet spot here. No sympathy, having the zone right on their back. They've already started to close some of that distance. Very thankful that this construction vehicle is awaiting them here.
It's going to use it to their advantage just to hide their push and wait for the other teams to fight each other as Luxury pounce down on Rated C, and it is a wipe.
Yeah, I believe Team 18 pressured them into their Luxury's direction, and Luxury was quick to clean that one up there. So we're down to our final 3 teams: Salvage, Luxury, and Team 18.
If you're going to be clever about this one, Salvage can just wait this one out and wait for Luxury to wipe over squad number 18.
Yeah, absolutely true here. They've produced themselves an additional high ground with that Mayshell ultimate. Mirak is down, Begamit is down, Caston is down to 1 HP, likely to fall.
Still 3 squads left. There's one now down to 2, and Salvage did exactly what we said, but now it's the newcomers against the veterans, and they're holding no punches. Luxury using every trick in the book up on the stage. 1 member left, and it's no sympathy. You will get none. Luxury taking game number 2.
Oh man. Like I said in the middle of that match there, Luxury showing so much experience. I think just from their fight with ATTK and then just the following progression of that game, it's just all red. Luxury, Luxury, Luxury.
I think they were seeing red in that last circle there. It just seemed like there's... And when we happened to go over to them with the camera, they were just surging over players, and it was a non-stop rampage there at the end.
14 kills, and they're going to get 30 points from the place. That's a 44-point game. That's something that is going to definitely like rocket them up on the leaderboard. I know they're pretty consistent in the previous match too as well, so going to be feeling very happy about their consistency so far tonight here. We had Salge, our newcomers, getting a 2nd place there. 3rd place, our game 1 winners. I think they had a little bit of a swap there, bringing Casted in for Pan J. Rated C. Oh man. Where they play, they're so resilient. They have such good survivability on that team.
Yeah, that right up until that last minute, just trying to get their team members in. But as you said, they got pushed up by squad 18, and unfortunately, they're out.
It's so good to see all these teams show up each week here and just showcase what they can do. But like I said, I mean, we're talking about veterans that have been here and performing consistently week in, week out, and Luxury is definitely one of those teams there. And just this time around there really shows how that experience can pay off so big.
Yeah, and we will see, and go back to the studio, what map was chosen for our 3rd and final map there. So, let's have a look, Josh. The map will be... Nextera. Any surprises there? It was looking a little close. It did just take it just at the last minute there.
I gotta say, I'm personally really glad that we got to experience some Sunder Realms again. It's just so familiar, and it just feels so right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it just seems it's a lot smoother as well, that map, to actually even watch the gameplay on it. Let's be honest as well, just even for that reason. I mean, we're getting a new map as well soon, aren't we? Didn't they say around like the latter half of the year?
It did. I mean, as far as I was understanding, I mean, they've definitely made a lot of hints towards that kind of more Chinese-themed map that they're planning. And when that comes, man, I can't imagine how much of a difference it's going to make. Because, I mean, I'm already still feeling like I'm still learning stuff about Nextera each time I play it. So I can't imagine what it's going to feel like to have that, you know, that complexness of 3 maps. So just really overwhelmed by that, honestly.
Yeah, different ways to play. Of course, we're going back to Nextera now. I mean, I was going to say, have you 2 different lobbies, but have you seen any trends starting to emerge now? Because, of course, we have got the Ember back, which has made a big difference in this meta here. But anything else that you've spotted?
Mostly just the fact that we're now seeing that sort of counter action of players using Cypher. Obviously, when she was first released, super strong. Her relocator was super fast. You could do just about anything with her, and everyone was playing her. But I felt like she was kind of toning off a little bit towards that last bit there. But now that we've seen Ember come back, I do see a bit of a pretty big resurgence, I'd say.
Yeah, she just completely, like, in that first game, wasn't it? It was Panjay trying to escape got away from the Cypher. It just completely knocked out that.
I know it's tough when you're playing in these games and you have to completely worry about because your playstyle, if you're playing Ember, really revolves around that ult, and if it gets taken out right away, you instantly go, "Oh man, what do we do?" Like you're sometimes you're caught in the open because you've taken a fight that initially you thought was going to be shrouded in darkness.
Yep, and then you're just back out in the open again and vulnerable. Oh, hello, Raiders. I missed that raid where we get so in the middle of the casting there that it was Bonesy raided us. Well, welcome in, Raiders. I see you there, Codex. This is going to go out even later because we are in the past, but she said as well, she must have caught the Firefly line because she said, "You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fall asleep."
I'm glad to hear. Definitely looking like fireflies to me. I don't know. I was really happy with my sandwich comments. Our sandwich comments in that match there as well. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Oh, why did some players swap team for the second game? I think some of those teams that were swapping, because when we open it up, so they might have swapped rounds. It wouldn't have been any of the registered teams that are going to be swapping around teams there. Blessed.
Yeah, the only way you can really swap around team members if you have if you're between games is if you've signed them up as substitutes. So if you do want to swap out some players and make sure that you have that flexibility, make sure that when you're signing up there, you can select up to 2 subs and you can swap those players out there. And as long as they're signed up there, they can still be awarded their wins and all that kind of stuff there as well. But definitely something that you got to be mindful of.
Definitely.
Where is just gonna be a second longer on starting this one up here. There's still about roughly 3 minutes until it gets going on this side here. We've already got 36 in there, but the password is off and the lobby is open. So if you want to hop on in and get your team involved in these matches here, this is your chance. You can get right into the game right here, right now.
So you do that. We'll just take a short break and we will be right back. Lobby is filling up. We will be starting this one right now. Chili Oil. Takar did a risky drop. Definitely a stronger team out there. Now, welcome over, Chili Oil.
It's like we're getting into it.
We are ready for the third and final game of the evening. The EU League launch game. With myself, ListerBungi, call me what you will, and Joshua, LegendScrims.com.
Yeah, just call me Joshua or Josh. I prefer that. That's pretty chill for me, I'll be honest.
There you go then, Josh or Joshua. Either or.
I'm pretty chill like that. Just don't call me like, I don't know, James or something like that, you know. Then we're chilling. I don't know, no issue with James. Just, you know, I've been called other J names in the past.
Yeah, just because it was like, I forgot what your name was. Was it James?
Definitely
Joe?
a J name. Joe. Jason. All those great names. I mean, they're all great names, but you know. Ooh, look at the hot spot zone of the
Let's
map.
get ourselves right over there. Salge.
Rated C, I believe, as well. Where is it? Yep, rated C.
Looks like one of them's going for the rat cannon.
Definitely, we're looking for at least some side angles there. Oh, we also see a player from Team 7, clearly on the lower side of Ember's lab there, but definitely a threat to potentially rotate in for a third party.
And here they come. No, they just burg him up. Just got a little bit of a spray on. Has he got away? He goes, no, you're not gonna pop me from that angle.
He's definitely done a good job of at least closing a little bit of that distance there. Gonna block off that back door so they're not as likely to push out. I'm hoping... Oh, they shot it out. I'm hoping to get some tags as they look for different angles here. Radius C hasn't really pushed in too much here. Not committing nearly as much as I thought they would.
Maybe they're waiting just until the best possible opportune moment. Squad 18 might push Salge out of that building towards them.
It's definitely one of those things when you're coming to third parties, you do usually typically want to wait for at least one knock to happen on one or the other side there. So definitely makes sense that they're waiting off for now. It does look like we've got ourselves a little bit of a lull here, though.
It is. It's a bit of a stalemate over here. Well, I guess it gives us a chance to see where everyone else on the map is. And squad number 5 is on fire. No.
A mixed team here. We got Panjay, Clower, and Forever. I'm not really sure what buddy they managed to get out of there, but they're definitely feeling great about getting that vault loot.
Scooting out, and will it be used on back to the lobby? Who did land here as well in game number 1, so we're potentially seeing their favourite POI here. Here's the fight we were looking for. Yuki's on the ground, picking up pennies.
Oh, wow! Salge coming out on top here now. Like I said, Team 13 waiting for some knocks, and this is their opportunity. They're gonna pounce.
They waited to the opportune moment, and here it comes. No sympathy, throwing down origin chips around every corner, but they're not able to get Salge. Salge have long gone. Floating out of here, able to get Yuki again from the sky, and we'll use that squeaky to hop on top of the rest of Sauge now.
Oh man, that's
no.
scary there. There's a third party coming in, and they're got to be thinking on Rated C's side, how did we end up in this position?
We did so well, and now we're only a Sauge sandwich, but Sauge, salvation comes for them. Can he get away as the Phantom? Pop your Phantom trick.
Oh, big Ember ultimate coming out to give a little bit of an opportunity for Flacco and Tracking to get out. We're seeing a Squeaky as well getting deployed.
There it goes.
Ooh,
Right at the back. He's nearly got shot out of the sky there, Tracking. You goes down, and it looks like Taz will find him. As he does. Just look at the rest of the map here.
It's crazy how much of a hotspot this POI has been. I think we've seen about 8 different teams across this game have touched this area.
Oh, look at this. We've got slot number 7. That is going to be the Project Conquerors, another one of the newer teams. E2 Sports.
Yeah, they unfortunately already got one elimination onto Project Conquerors there. And now they're holding the top of the roof here, and you're gonna have to wonder. They hear Takar climbing, they see that Ember ultimate come out, and now you gotta wonder, what can they do here?
They're gonna push forwards. Oh, Zapdolo getting sprayed down. E2 Sports finding some Takar players who are trying to come up on the flank, and pushes them back, and gets himself back into the building to make sure that they can't attack him.
Ooh, interesting. Team 8, they are a little bit split. They definitely heard that zipline if you're on Takar's side there. Hachiru going super low. Peerless Pina caught between everyone. Zapdolo almost getting traded out.
They're going to chase Zapdolo, though. They know he's low. And out comes the Guido to save Peerless Pina. Gets knocked, and Hachiru is down in the gully. Sent back down, and it's up to Taz from Takar.
Ooh, it's risky to go straight for that near res. Hopefully, E2 Gamers doesn't realize. They may not look back, and they might be quite fortunate because, yeah, gonna get that one off.
Will they be able to shoot them out of the sky? Well, we'll see about that one. Back to the lobby, fighting Chloe. Oh, Magic Monkey goes down there. Chloe doing well.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Oh, he does not get a shield swap there, unfortunately. So it's going to be Azra coming out on top over Clower. And we're going to see them fight for a little bit more control. They do have a drop in their vicinity, so they might go for that. But it's looking like there's also Team 9 heading towards that one. I'm kind of wondering what Team 9 is going to get out of that one.
Isn't it so irritating when you're just about to do the
M16.
res and they've done it? Okay, we'll get to the M16. That's going to be a nice little weapon choice at the early game here. Takar's Peerless Pina is back up in the zone. Here come E2 Sports to try and finish off what they'd started there. Peerless Pina managing to slink off. Is he? They can't find him. They can't find him. They can't find Peerless Pina. They've jumped over his head. He's safe for now, but now they know exactly where he is.
Oh man, these teams do not want to give any opportunity to survive here. Thankfully, Hachiru's managed to get it out. You can already tell his team's like, go get us back over there, please, if you can. But you gotta know, Team 8's thinking at the same time, I wonder where they're going next. We might be able to, take out the fire that is Takar.
Yeah, you want to give him a slip a little bit, but it looks like Hachiru's going to go straight towards that res beacon again. I mean, it did work the first time for them, but with E2 Sports right on their back.
You can see pure PCSN back up into this matchup, but they're landing right on the feet of Rated C. Chris Adeline was going to shoot out that squeaky, but realized, nope, we're going to use it to chase. Good preservation of it.
And chase he does. And he gets a little bit tagged up and is able to... Oh, his shield is gone and he has to fend off the rest of the Conquerors all by himself and goes down for it. Apars getting them down. And here's the rest of Rated C to fend off the Conquerors.
Like he got in a little bit earlier than he initially expected here. Oh, no connection at all from Flacco with that Cypher ultimate. And now they've got the roof, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to make this fight one way for Rated C here.
They haven't been able to capitalize on it yet, but Flacco does find Wolfies.
Uh-oh.
And that brings it down to 2-on-2 with attack on the edge. Faker getting shredded through. He has to push, but his two teammates are on top, and the charge continues.
Flacco's out of there. And now it's going to be up for tracking to try to get out of there as well. But look who's shown up to take out PCSN. It's E2 Gamers. ATTK doesn't have a free rotate anymore.
They're just there waiting and holding that spot.
Oof. Oh, did have the door held there, so wasn't able to get in. It looks like they're closing in onto ATTK Freedom. He does get taken out there.
Well played,
biting
Flacco.
off a bit more than he could chew.
It's just ready and waiting. It's not expecting him to be above him there. As you see.
Zapdolo doing such a good job this game there. They had so much fight off spawn in the early game that has got them already up to gold shields, and they're just getting stronger.
Stronger and stronger. Will anyone be able to stop E2 Sports? It won't be Faker.
Oh, that's for sure. Sinwar trying to disengage, but looking on the map, there's only a couple reses that he can arguably go for in a reasonable way, but there's also arguably going to be in zone or protected at some point.
Yeah, Sinwar is deep in zone now as well himself. Okay, we've gone over to Fusan. The MK24 DMR tries to find but fails, and Takar rolling from behind. The spamming the pings and trying to stop this rotate for Takar.
They're doing a good job of making sure to pressure off teams from their backside, because you know, if you're in the seats of Takar and you're getting shot, you gotta think to yourself, man, do we want to push in this area? We could maybe go back and try to rotate around the other side, but at the same time, it's also information that they can use in a different way. We know those guys are there, so let's just not go there, but we can go close enough where it's not going to put us at risk.
Looks like they are going to take your advice. It's almost like they can hear you there. And Rated coming over. This might be the way that Takar are able to get into zone if they cause a little bit of trouble on that flank and opens up a gap for them.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean there. Rated X could be the key for Takar right now. They're going to be pushing into the center of emergency center here. Oh, the scan does appear to be up, so it could be interesting to see if any of those players decide to go for that information. It's valuable information. It can really help you figure out where you want to position up, especially later on into these matches here.
Just going to stick, not going to rush into it, Takar, and make sure their pushing will be. If we look at the rest of the map, Luxury again, in a decent spot in terms of zone-wise with Sauge at the north. And Attack are going to be rotating into a Luxury there. Go back to Fusan.
Oh man,
that fight
back
now.
to Fusan.
They're getting overrun by Takar. Hirochi takes down Fusan. They are gone. Takar have wiped through this area of the map.
They did that, and they did it in such a clean fashion. They're losing not a single player. Takar playing like they've been practiced together for a while now. Great job from Pina, Tass, and Tachiru here. Very interested to see if they can use that momentum and potentially get themselves a Game 3 victory here.
They are going to be cautious about it. They're aware of where the rest of the teams are in zone, but pushing out Sinwar, it's Luxury. And again, they wipe over Attack. They've got a long way to travel to zone, though.
Ooh, those rollerblades coming out here for Salge. A little bit of that additional movement, always helpful. They're getting experience, getting themselves a little bit closer to the rest of the lobby in shields. This won't likely get them all golds, but it's definitely going to help.
How have you found the skates yourself? They a worthwhile accessory? They change things up a lot?
you get more movement. I'm always an advocate for more movement in general. So I think it's definitely been one that I use. You saw no sympathy looking in through the walls and stuff like that just a second ago, and you can hear that you hear a sound when he does that. It's because he has those goggles, so you can look through wall, find loot boxes, find additional loot. You hear that beep right there? That's what I'm talking about. So just another one of those items that you can use to kind of get yourself additional information. Oh, but now they've got Takar right in front of them, and their footsteps is all the information that they're gonna need.
Now we're trying to creep into zone Takar, but no sympathy's not gonna let them. But they do get shredded through. Takar say no, we are going to come in actually, burst through this choke, and Sensauge running. He's in his Phantom's trick, but it's only going to last so long, and Peerless Pina is right up his backside.
That's
no
two
escape.
fights in a row where they've just walked in and had complete commandment of that fight.
It looked like it was potentially not going to go their way, but they were not a Sauge. Unfortunately, we say sayonara to them. With 4 squads left in the zone, we go over to Rated X, and Frizzy moves, and Luxury nearby.
Yeah, we can kind of see how the lay of the land is going to be moving forward here. The zone is closing in. I imagine Dan and his team are going to be the ones to most likely get this drop just where they're positioned right now. Rated X and Luxury, they've got too much to worry about between each other.
Did you see that shot ring out? Lacey's shield gone from that one shot.
See if we see. Yeah, they're pushing up here, getting ready to get in control of this area. This could get themselves an Arbiter, it can get themselves an M16, but it's also going to get them additional attachments and other loot as well. So definitely glad to get that at this point in the match.
Rated trying to make it easy for
I don't think they got it.
It looks like
I'm pretty sure somebody else took it with a
there was a little
snatch
sneaky snatch paw came out there. It was already open. Looking around going, huh?
Oh, it was still them. It was still them, but it was under their own... Actually, no, he only has 4 bullets. That can't be it. Where is this? There it is. Luxury.
Yeah, they did do that push to the top of that building. It makes sense. Out comes a Zephy too to cement their position here. So they just heal up.
That's really one of those things that I have not seen used that often, is the snatch pod to take the sponsor box loot. And obviously this time around, I guess they had pre-planned that because it was almost near instant. Good usage. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know that A2 Sports were looking around at each other like, huh? Rated X on the corner, looking over into Car's direction. Popping off with Thunder DMR. Not quite landing, but Cat is down. Have to move back. It leaves them vulnerable now on the edge of zone.
They're very smart with those angles, using the cliff edge just to the side of them to cover any angles that Dan's team would have. And now we're just gonna have to worry about just those crossfire here. Oh, look at what's coming out. The Storm Empress is pretty in the open. No, gets shot up instantly. E2S did not want to have any sort of chance for that.
And they already got thwarted by not being able to get that airdrop, and there's no way I'm going in a cyclone today.
No way at all.
Defending back E2 Sports and Nurton. And forwards goes with the Quido, the cosmic form. Showing his authority. He was the Reaper there. He's in the middle of smoke and he can't find anyone, but the Apollo goes down and now Takara on top of Luxury. Go back out.
It does look like maybe Luxury is going to get this res off. The ultimate taken out. Once again, that Cypher ultimate is so big. Lace is the last one left on Luxury, and now it's going to be Rated X. And Takara is the final 2 teams.
And now they go against each other. There's cheers from Come On Takar from the chat as Peerless Pina makes use on Street of them shrouded in darkness, and his Cat OP hopping to stay alive and get some shots off on Peerless Pina, but now it's down alone to Frizzy moves. Can he outstretch 3 members of Takar? It doesn't look like it.
Oh, he managed to get one there, but it wasn't enough. And just like that, we're going to have a new game winner for game number 3. Takar are making big showing here.
They were really showing some dominance there from the beginning where we see that push into the zone, or they just held back and were taking their time, and to taking out Salge as they tried to gatekeep them through, and just waiting on GG's there to Car. Let's go.
I gotta say, my heart is absolutely beating. I'm gonna go through the score real quick, just for our scorekeeper Narzera here. Takar, 13 kills, big win coming out there. That's gonna be a 43-point win there. Once again, like I said, those wins absolutely massive there, but the kills also gonna be kind of that difference maker. So good job from them. 3 kills on Rated X there. 12 kill game from Dan, Zapdolo, and their teammate. Once again, like you, I don't really know what their name is, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get some directive from the team there as well. Luxury in 4th. Man, Luxury were really consistent today, weren't they?
Yeah, look at the 4th, 1st, 2nd, 7 kill game, and in this one as well. They're going to be pretty high up there on that scoreboard there, I imagine.
I was just going to say, I definitely would expect to see them up there, at least in the top 2. I would say would be surprising if they were outside of that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a day.
What a day indeed. I've got a Freedom in chat asking why TPP didn't happen though. I'll tell you in a second. We go back to the studio now. We've got all the scores.
Yep. Looking good. Whew, what a day.
What a day indeed. We didn't have TPP because the majority of people were asking for FPP, and they wanted to have a map change instead. So we thought we'd change it up just to mix it up a bit there, Freedom. So that's the only reason why. Everyone in chat now. Yes, big Takard, big W Takard with a huge Game 3 win. Yes, indeed. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed.
I'd like to report that our scorekeeper is working to get those results out. And yeah, because the team Inori, that mixed team, wasn't scored, we do have our winners already out if you want to take a look. I'm not sure if you can bring it up on your stream there, Lister. But Narzera has already got the results out in that spreadsheet. If you'd like to report them to the community.
Yes, I can. Just give me a sec. Anything you want to say? Just while I get this up.
In general, it was quite even across the board there. Obviously, I mean, it was very top heavy because of those win points that you get there. But the format now does not reward wins quite as much as it used to. It used to be that it would go from 30 points down to 15 points for a second place. Now it's 30 and then goes down to 25. So there is a little bit more wiggle room, and those kill points definitely matter quite a bit more now. This time around there, Luxury managed to get 70 placement points alone. If we were just talking about their placements in this series alone, guess what place they would still be in?
What place would they still be in? First place. Oh,
First place. That's how good they are. We're talking about players that have been around since, honestly, pretty much the start of this game here, playing so consistently. They were so experienced, and even in fights where things were looking like, oh man, how do you overcome this? Man, the way they turned around, especially in game 2, remarkable.
And the leaderboard is going to show that. Another one who's been pretty remarkable little change runs to Car. I was pretty impressed with them with that last game there. Able to overcome both Luxury and E2 Sports there.
Yeah, it's not always that you see a team play that consistently. They had 48 placement points across the game. That's going to be the third most, only falling behind Luxury and Rated X. So coming into this match with, I don't want to say necessarily less experience, but making sure to use that experience to shine all the way through.
Most certainly were. Then we got Rated X going to take our third spot tonight. Got themselves on 56 points, so quite close there between Takar and Rated X at the moment. Another E2 Sports pretty close behind them, and then Salge, our newcomers, got himself a decent 43 points. Rated C on 38, Attack on 28, Project Conquerors, another one of our new teams. That's got 22 points for them. Fushan and 19 and back to the lobby, got themselves 15 points there.
One thing I really like is that you get to see like some of these newer teams like Sacrilege they're placing above veteran teams here. Rated C, ATTK. Unfortunately, they got plenty of kills, 11 and 10 to their names, but Sacrilege playing smart, playing consistently, playing for that placement did really reward them there, didn't it?
Yeah, they got themselves into some great positions. Couldn't quite hold off against some of the teams there. As we said, Takar in that last game being the one that's in my first memory, but they did well at the opening of that game to fend off so many in that building there. Being able to get away in the Phantom and slink away from the chaos and get themselves a good final position.
Yeah, man. Oh, what a good series of games today there. And I think it was a pretty good showing across the board there. I'm sure a lot of teams like to go back to Sunder Realms there and get an opportunity to play on that map in this league. I know some people are going to be a little bit upset about the loss of TPP, but we're trying to keep things fresh, trying to keep things different between each seasons here, so that things don't get too stagnant. But this is definitely one of those changes that I don't know. It was very welcoming in my opinion, getting a visit back to Sunder Realms.
Yeah, and there will be more visits back to Sunder Realms because this was only the first of 4 weeks of games for us. I see, Troy, that you're asking about Inno. Unfortunately, they were not a registered team, so that's why they don't get any scores on that scoreboard. And speaking about registering, if you do want to get yourself registered for next week's games, if you were watching along and you're a player and that's your first time here, I'm putting in chat now the place that you need to be is, of course, LegendScrims.com. Get yourself and your clan registered up there for the future games and make sure you get yourself on this scoreboard here.
And I mean, that doesn't just apply to PC teams that got involved today there. We also have mobile games and ranked scrims running pretty consistently these days in the Discord there, obviously championed by our lovely amazing host OEasy, just making sure that there is consistent competition there. I also like to thank the mobile community for supporting with diamonds. They've been running quite a few diamond lobbies there on I know a lot of it has been coming from the side of Tegecum, Cam, a couple other people also getting involved there as well. So appreciated, making sure that the matches are just as stacked as possible. But just across the board, it's been one of those things where you got to get into LegendScrims right now. We've got 2,800 people in there all looking, biting at their teeth to compete. And, you don't really want to fall behind them because, it's hard to catch up with some of these teams that have been grinding so long. But if you're competing against them, that's your best chance. Obviously, we saw Luxury coming out on top today. And like I said, it's because of that experience playing in these matches quite often. There's going to be tournaments ongoing, with LegendScrims that we're going to get involved. There's tournaments going this weekend as well. So the teams that are performing well in LegendScrims are likely going to be the teams you see perform well in those tournaments as well. So obviously excited to see who comes out on top this weekend, and we'll get to see if, it's somebody that's been repping LegendScrims and doing it loud and proud.
Most certainly, and the chants from chat come to car as well, just to
let's go to car.
It's just let's go with your win there on that last one. Just to echo what you're saying there as well, Takar, one of those teams that have been showing up, and I think they wouldn't mind me saying that some of their performances weren't always the best in those beginning games, but they continue to show up, and that improvement has been seen there. So of course, get yourself into LegendScrims.com. We've got events running through the week, and it's not only the EU at the moment that we do also have the NA
I
League.
think that was a drop over to me.
No, the NA, it was just waiting for the graphic to come up so I can see that little bear and that guy Slim in that. It was just, that's what I was waiting out. So he's up on screen now for everyone on chat. The NA League will be every Tuesday, and Corrupty, who's running around like a madman on the back end, getting everything done, will have his chance to cast some of these games for if you're in the NA. That's where you're going to want to get into there as well, because there's an NA League. We see the likes of Bot Blasters, Lisco's team. Who else do we see in the NA over there, Josh?
Rated X very consistently.
X,
Another
yeah,
team
of
that we
course.
saw today was Rated C that was involved across the board. I'm going to actually just go to the teams that were signed up yesterday for the rank scrims, and I'll give you a bit of an idea who's there. We Stay Soft, Rated X, Swinging in You. We had a new team, Legato 69, Sirius, HSCEO, On Fire, Dagger, We Stay Hard, of course, and like you said, Bot Blasters very much involved. NA League was even more stacked. We also had, I believe it was the Select Few, which is like Thing 1 and Thing 2. Thugs was also involved. There's a lot of NA teams, and they're all firing for a chance to be the best. How can I miss Girl XO as well? There's so many different teams involved right now in the NA scene that are making games so intense, so competitive, and it's on the back of, I'll be honest, a lot of the work that Kruppy has been putting in here. He's been hyping up the community. He's making sure that, you know, everyone's feeling involved. We got Jay Dizzer into cast in the casting booth the other day, which was so freaking cool, and just all around. I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, LegendScrims is the community to be in, and that, you know, the community is in LegendScrims, and they're helping out to make sure that the community is fostering, and I love that so freaking much.
Yeah, and it's all in aid of just making those competitive games. So get yourself, if you're not already, get yourself into LegendScrims. Tell your friends, get them in there too. Subscribe to the channel, because this is where you'll see, and then you'll be able to get in there. You'll be able to see Corrupted's channel. If you like casting like this, and get yourself over there, you do yourself a favour there. I think that is all for this evening, though. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for all the raids. That's from Bonesy and Co. and you who stayed around. I think we'll raid out to Jay Dizzer, seeing as he was actually, he was watching today. So we'll raid out to him.
That's perfect. Absolutely.
And until next week, same time, it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Josh, and we'll see you next Friday.